Out of my 18 species of parrots, what 3 species would I get again if I was starting over? And what 2 species would I not get again? Hi, I'm Kaylin, the author of the Parrot Bliss Bond. Please be sure to get your copy on Amazon so you have your handbook and know how to provide a quality life for your parrot so that you can then have quantities of bliss. In today's video, I have Bonnie Rose on my arm. She's a golden conure or Queen of Bavaria. And at the bottom, front and center of the screen, I've got Macy, who wants pets. Hi, Macy. And Macy is a Cape parrot. Now, I love all of my parrots. Like I said, I have 18 species. I think parrots are just amazing. And I sometimes describe parrots as being like the Borg, if you watch Star Trek at all, in the sense that I feel like they have a flock mentality of the group, and they kind of take over you, and then you have multiple species of parrots. So that's how phenomenal they are. I just do adore my parrots. I spend a lot of time taking care of them, learning about parrots, making videos on them, and so on. My very favorite species, hands down, is gonna be this one. This is, like I said, a golden conure or Queen of Bavaria. The thing about golden conures is that in one word, their essence is love. In one adjective, their essence is cuddling and being affectionate. That was 2 words. Where that would be my Amazon, where Amazons are loud, she tends to make very little noise. All right, oh boy. Bonnie is just very easy on me. Where my Amazon tends to scream, Bonnie's very easygoing. She gets along with almost all the other parrots. She's just very sweet, very lighthearted, just an absolute joy and pleasure. Because she's not huge. So Bonnie's really easygoing. Because she's not a huge parrot, she doesn't make a big mess, and she's just easy. The things about parrots that are difficult are things like they're very messy, they're very loud, and they make a big mess. Bonnie makes a fair-sized mess, but she's not too loud. And she's a great size, so she's easy to have on my shoulder. She will only bite if she's really freaked out for some reason. She is just fantastic. The second parrot that I would get again, Macy flew away, so is a Cape parrot. The Cape parrots are really smart. They're actually relatives of the African gray parrot, and they are similar in the sense that they are supposed to be good talkers, and their diet is very similar, but they are, of course, more colorful than an African gray parrot. They're not very loud. They do make noises. That's my Cape. That's the Cape again. So you can hear the sound level of the Cape parrot. But generally speaking, I find that they are also very friendly, very congenial. We have one that doesn't want to be pet. He wants to be with us. He'll get on our shoulder, but he doesn't want to be pet. We have another one that now he's crazy about her, so he doesn't want to be pet as much. Hi, sweetie. But and he's young, and he's sort of going through his teenage years, so he's a little feisty, causing some problems. I expect it to get better as he gets a little older. And now my African gray just dipped her beak into my coconut latte. All right, what you doing? What you doing? Yeah. All right. So this species is also, they're not necessarily squawky loud. They can be loud. Oh, there's another one of the capes. And an African gray right on top of her wing. So they're not super loud. You can hear his noise level, and now she's returned to her favorite place on my husband's knee. But you know, their noise it's not constant, like my Amazon was not stopping, and so that'll serve to explain to you why he's on my list of parrots I don't think I would choose again. But the capes, they're just phenomenal. Then in third place, you know, my husband, one thing about asking someone, what parrot do you like best? Which do you think would be a really good pet for my house or my family? One thing about it is it depends a lot on who you ask. Because for me, one of my parrots would also be my yellow-naped Amazon. She is just like my soul sister, my feathered soul sister, and I'm very bonded to her. She's not loud. She's older, and so it's just very different. My husband would tell you the macaws. He's crazy about our Mac girls. We have 2 macaws, and I know he would also pick the capes. What would be your third choice? If we were only picking 3, you would pick the macaws, the capes, and what other species? Oh, golden. And the golden. I asked my daughter for this video what she would choose, and the first thing she said was golden. And then she said probably like either the Parrots or the Linneys. And I'm somewhere around there too, the Parrots or the Linneys. But notice that we all would pick different birds. So some of it really has to do not only with your personality, but the parrot's personality. In other words, Macy, my Cape parrot, she really likes me, so she's really nice to me. But she's not nice to my husband or my daughter. And so she is your typical one-person parrot, which means that she just has one bonded friend, and that's me. And that's not necessarily a good thing, but that's just the way she is, and there's nothing you could do about it. So in my experience with Macy, I really like Cape parrots. And I like all of my Cape parrots, but if we had one Cape parrot that wasn't as nice, it would be different. You know, we would feel differently. So bear in mind that some of it really is also the parrot's personality and, you know, how friendly they are. And that shapes your opinion of the species. Good, bad, right, or wrong, right? Because, you know, we have 4 Cape parrots, so an opinion of the species is pretty fair. But if you only had one of a species, you know, for example, we only have one Hans macaw, and she's actually rather fabulous. I would get a Hans macaw again. She just doesn't quite make the top 3. And like I said, my top 3 is really like 4 in the sense that the golden's number 1, the Cape parrots are number 2. I'm getting a kiss. And then number 3, I really, really like my parrotlets, although my linealated parakeets are really awesome too. So I'm a little tied there, and they're not the only species that I really love. I love all of my species, but if I only had to pick 3, you know, I would pick these birds, and I would pick my my Amazon just because she and I are so bonded. Now, the next list, though, the 2 species I wouldn't get again. Number 1 is Amazons. And my yellow-naped Amazon was sort of a surprise. She chose me. And so that's one reason it's worked out so well. But otherwise, I wouldn't necessarily get an Amazon parrot again. Don't get me wrong, they're phenomenal, but we would have to really have an outdoor aviary where the Amazons could be Amazons, they could be themselves, and they could scream at the top of their lungs without us caring and without any neighbors caring. Instead, you heard my Mexican red-headed Amazon, He can be pretty loud, and it's just sort of typical. We have 3 Amazons. Our orange-winged Amazon is the same. He can be pretty loud when he wants to be, although he is absolutely in love with Bonnie. And so as long as he's with Bonnie, he tends to be fine. If he's in the same cage or around her, then he doesn't usually scream unless he's fighting off the other Amazon. And I don't mean fighting, but in other words, he doesn't want to share Bonnie's attention. And so if he's with Bonnie, he's just like blissful. If Ursulus comes around, he's like, go away, this is my bliss, and he has to squawk about it. So don't get me wrong, I love all 3 of my Amazons, and they are my flock. They're a part of my flock. Had I to do it over again and was I not in love with them, I wouldn't choose Amazons because I don't have a place to put them outside and let them just scream. The second species I wouldn't get again, and it's the same thing. If I didn't already have my Indian ringnecks, if I wasn't already in love, I wouldn't do female Indian ringnecks. It kind of breaks my heart, but the female Indian ringnecks are pretty aggressive, and they don't get along with other parrots. She gets along with like almost every other species. My Indian ringneck almost doesn't get along with every other species, or maybe she doesn't get along with every other species. That makes having the Indian ringneck challenging. She does sometimes not fight with other parrots, but she'll come and she'll chase them away or bully them a little, and I'm not really okay with that. She's been behaving better, so I let her out. She has an open door cage policy right now, but I keep my eye on her. And she's just not easy on me in the sense that the Cape Parrots, they don't pick on anyone. The African Greys, they don't pick on anyone. Bonnie, she doesn't pick on anyone. So like I don't really have to worry. They're just happy and they just do well and they just get along. Whereas with my Indian ringneck, you can't trust her. So you have to be more vigilant. So those are 2 species that for their own reasons are kind of hard on me. The Indian ringneck, she can be loud, but she isn't usually loud. I'm looking to see, one of my capes just jumped over here. He looks like he's gonna go outside. Oh, nope, he's not. Yep, I was just a stop in between. He flew. Oh, there, let's see. Hi, oh, Macy's back. Hi, Macy. So there you have the 2 species out of my 18 that I wouldn't choose again. And the 3 or 4 or 5 that I just adore and I would easily choose again. In some ways, the next question would be, which 10 would I choose again after that? Or which 5, Because I do. I love all of my parrots. They're all unique. They all have their own specialness, and they're just all phenomenal. Thank you for joining me in this feathered video. If you have any questions about parrots, given that I have 18 species, given that I've written a book on parrots, so I've gone deeply into the subject of parrots, taking care of them and such, please be sure to comment or post your question below. And if you want to connect, please join me at #Parrot Bliss Flock on the Facebook groups. And if not, I will catch you in the next feathered video.